Despite the like goal I asked for in the last video, which was kinda BS cause I was still gonna do a video either way, not gonna lie, with over 35 gigs of B3313 footage on my computer, I knew it was time to cook up another video. And believe me, with that much space being taken up on my PC, I plan to make the most of it. So today I'm gonna talk more about my experiences with this game. That obviously means spoilers though, and if you haven't played B3313, I highly suggest you do. It's an experience that can lose a lot of charm by just watching people play it, so it's best to experience it blind before watching something like this. With that said, I first want to talk a little bit about the last video. The first point I want to discuss is that to get into this cave you need one red star, which you get in the beginning of the game after beating Bowser for the first time. Second, this is definitely Mario, or Luigi if you're playing as him. I think the game wasn't designed around either plumber, with dialogue sometimes referencing both rather than just the one that's present. And third, I said before that the music gives B3313 the uncomfortable feeling that a lot of players talk about. But what feels even more uncomfortable sometimes is the lack of music. A good example I saw recently was when I discovered a secret passage through the library which leads to a maze, and I'm greeted to it with complete silence as the only thing I'm left to hear is Mario. Running through this maze and seeing creepy paintings which you can't go through, for better or worse, made me uncomfortable. And I also went through this door in the maze which led to what I believe is Bowser's bedroom. It pretty much screams it's Bowser, considering no human would ever need a bed this fucking big to sleep in. But other than that, there's nothing really special to do in here, and I was pretty disappointed by that. Going back into this maze, I didn't find anything of note, but this experience ended with a jump scare by whatever the fuck this Toad amalgamation is. Moments like these spooked the shit out of me, I'm not gonna lie. Moments where the headset drops, or I press the volume down button because I know the jump scare is coming. Even though most of the times it hasn't with this game. I'm gonna move the horror stuff aside for a while and just talk about the level designs, as they do make up most of the game and the music is really good. I went into one of the hundreds of paintings in the castle and ended up in what looks to be some sort of Goomba village or waterfall. I just call it the Goomba waterfall since there's a lot of them here, but the main things I want to talk about is the vibe and the music from this level. It feels so uncomfortable to be in. You're looking at it from an artistic perspective. The execution of how this level was designed was done very well. The music complements the darkness and it all culminates into yet another unsettling experience. That aside, there's nothing really too special about this level on the outside, but there is this bob-omb that says the place used to be a woods-like area until Koopas invaded and built a city, with a hint that it could be close by. Apparently bob-ombs have a sixth sense too. It turns out the city is under the waterfall though, and there's literally a bunch of Koopa Troopas and bob-ombs living here, one of which includes Koopa the Quick, and you get to race him to the top of the city. Except for the fact that he gets stuck in the ground, so that isn't actually possible. From what I can tell. There's also this sign that tells you to kill everyone, and upon doing so, rewards you with a star. Damn, that's actually fucked up, holy shit. I also ended up in another maze, and while going through it, I ended up in an area with some water and really huge pillars. I thought this ladder was just for show, but when I actually jumped on it, I discovered climbing for the first time, and it was oddly satisfying. There was a pretty difficult platforming section where you collect silver stars, which I really like the reference to, and collecting them all rewarded me with a star. There was also this tall mountain level, which was about the same, except there's a hole you can jump into, which leads to this sort of underground cave that I didn't really take much time to explore, since the star was sitting at the top of this, whatever the hell this thing is. There was also a complete 2D level where you dodge bullet bills and bombs to get to Bowser for a standard boss fight. I thought this level was pretty cool and seems like a reference to Mario Bros 3. The theme is pretty alright, but the Bowser theme should be recognizable for a lot of Mario fans. There were other great levels I enjoyed, like the snowy version of Shifting Sandland, but I didn't record all of them. But what I didn't forget to record were these creepy moments. I ground pounded the middle of the floor in one of the castles and it brought me to this hallway, and as I approached I got chased by a bunch of faceless Marios. But unlike the other ones I've seen, this one actually has a red star in the distance, and after some smooth maneuvers, I got the star. It was a refreshing experience for sure, unlike some of the other traps. I completely deserved this one. I took an invisible cap to get through this wall, even though the text told me to forget about it. And you can even see me try to take the coward's way out by fast traveling, but I was destined to be sent back to the title screen because when this thing touches you, it crashes the game instantly. There was also this TikTok clock painting which leads to a dark version of it, and a sign tells you that it's an incomplete area and to turn off the game. I was obviously going to disregard it and search around, but before I could even look around, I died on the spot. I was a little shocked by that one since there wasn't even anything chasing me or a timer to give me the usual warning. I couldn't even check if I could fast travel out of there either. The best one though was this painting of Peach which leads to a way too big a cake with a star that's probably half the size of it. This screams trap, but I wasn't expecting to wall jump into frosting sinking death. Maybe that's why we never see Mario eating cake. Jokes aside, some of these traps became more annoying than creepy sometimes. I get that a lot of these are intended, but with this game being as big as it is, to be sent to this one part of the castle in particular got really annoying. And trying to get back to that area is almost impossible for me with how many mazes there are in this game. Thankfully save states exist, right? And while we're on the topic of my dislikes about the game, I looked into this a little bit, but some stars being duplicates of others or sharing the same star ID got really annoying. For those that don't know or just want a simple refresher, when you collect a star, it has an ID attached to it, and there is more than 100 star IDs in this game, but the actual stars you can collect in this game is more than the ID numbers. So what that means is you can collect a star in one level, but if you enter a new level you might see a star that already looks like it's been collected, despite you never getting it before. And that's happened a few times for me, and it was a bit annoying, especially when I just get brought to one of the starting areas again. That's all there was for my issues with this game so far. It's just a really good and fun game that has everything I'd want in a Mario game. Well, I wouldn't want horror, but you get the point. That about does it for my B3313 highlights over the last few weeks. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I plan to do one more video on this game explaining my interpretation of the game's story and hopefully reaching the end of this maze. So if you want to see that, just drop a like and share some of your experiences with the game in the comments, because I'd love to talk about this game more. Other than that, peace out y'all.